Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews as we hit December with our Christmas month. This time we are not going to subject you to the atrocious Star Wars holiday special. In fact, none of the four movies that we're watching this month even come close to being that horrible. All
Not
classics. First up, this week's podcast is going to be around the review of Elf. So, yeah. Will Ferrell's Elf. And yeah.
If you've never watched our podcast or listened to the podcast or watched the show on YouTube, we ruin everything. We
spoil it all.
Spoiler nightmare. So if you've not seen any of the movies that we're going to review from this point forward, if you have never seen us or heard us, go watch the movie, then come back and just enjoy the silly, stupid conversation that we have.
We like to spoil shit. And I just have to, for those of you watching, we have some awesome fucking t-shirts.
Yay! Look at that. Almost professional. Yes.
Yeah, almost professional because we are almost professional.
Almost. We almost act like adults. I'm trying to.
Well, fuck that. I ain't never going to act like an adult. What the hell?
I hate adulting.
I know. Also, this podcast brought to you by Einstock Icelandic Ale. Not really, but I'll take a sponsorship wherever I can get. Einstock, if you're listening, I like your beer a lot.
Mm-hmm. Do you there? Here.
Good stuff.
Now, do you speak with a German accent after you drink that?
No, Icelandic.
Icelandic.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
Ugly sure. American. I'm just going ugly American.
You will not disappoint. Yes, we are based in the U.S. We are in Florida, lower Alabama area of Florida. Mm-hmm. And we have reached out we've had listeners from around the globe. So I'd like to thank all of y'all for coming and listening to us. Even if you only listen to a few episodes or whatever, just hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your boyfriend. Tell your dog. Dogs love us. Trust me.
Dogs love us. I don't know why. They like to give us the thumbs up. I just think they're trying to shake hands, but they keep hitting thumbs up. So we're good.
They do. We're good. Yeah. The cats, they just knock the computer off the counter, and that's it. So.
Cats are jerks, but what do you expect?
Exactly. So you've been watching anything lately?
I started watching a lot of old Christmas movies because I'm a huge Christmas buff. I was showing some of the pictures last week or the week before of some of the movies I have. But there is a little documentary done by, I think, a husband and wife team, and it's called Road Trip for Ralphie. Now, what it is these people have gotten together for whatever reason. It took them 2 years to make this documentary. And for whatever reason, they decided to go find all the filming locations and anything they could find about the movie A Christmas Story,
right?
With Ralphie.
Okay, so that's where the Ralphie comes from.
Yeah, and that's where the story, the title comes from. And they're just going all over. They're up in Canada and in Ontario, and they're finding the old schoolhouse. And right before they just as they're finding the schoolhouse, it's being demolished or renovated for a woman's halfway house or something like that. And so they're getting chalkboards to take and some other stuff to take to the museum that's in Cleveland. I want to say it's in Cleveland, the House Museum. So they finally found that. They found the spot where the Christmas tree was at. That's now a bar. They were looking for the bowling alley, the Bowlings, famous bowling alley. Yes. And they haven't been able to find that yet. At least I stopped watching it because I was so tired last night. I was like, I gotta
That's actually really cool.
And it's just this one cute lady, and she's with her husband, who's a handsome guy, and they're both Canadian, and they say A and yeah, all right, yeah, a lot. But it's so funny because I looked over at Kat, and I was like, this is something that we would have done. Had we stopped to think about it for 2 minutes, we would have went out and done something this goofy, just
cool.
To do it. And it's really cool. They found where they filmed the interior shots for the house and some other interiors, and then the studio was still there, like it's under a new name, so it took them some looking. They were going to like libraries and finding old phone books from 1983 when the movie was made,
Oh
and
wow.
looking up the names of the places and then figuring out where they were and what they were now. They found the woman who was the garments, the wardrobe
Oh
specialist.
yeah.
They found her, and they found her warehouse. And then they went and found, I mean, you're looking at this warehouse, and it is literally a warehouse packed with clothes and all sorts of movies that this lady gets clothes for. And they went and found the clothes. The only one that they think they said they were missing was the pink costume, and that's the bunny costume that still belongs
Yeah.
to Peter Billingsley. I think he's got that.
Of course he does.
He took that.
He deserves
But
it.
they were pulling up like all the uniforms and the robes that the mom was wearing, and some of the hats that the dad was wearing, and it's just like, oh crap! You see it's like 20 years, 30 years later after they had done this, and they're finding all the props, and they look just like they did then. I'm like, who the hell? How are those clothes still in that good a condition?
That's cool.
But it's really cool because they're finding everything. And where I stopped it looks like they're going to go into the United States and start finding some of the filming locations. And they talk about what they had to make some of the snow out of.
Oh wow!
And the first stop was the old firehouse, or for the fire truck. They found out where the fire truck is that rolls up with the kid when the kid's tongue is stuck to the pole. They found out where that fire truck is, and they go find it. And
oh my god,
it's really cool. The truck is still around being used. It's like, holy crap!
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, these two really did a good job. And the name of the show it's only for 99 cents for rent. It was free, but probably because Christmas is around, they're having you charge it. 99 cents. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm good with that. And it's called Road Trip for Ralphie. And it is funny. It's cute. And if you're a huge fan of A Christmas Story like I am, and I think you are, you're gonna love it. You'll sit there and watch it with a dumb smirk on your face and laugh in all the right places. But that's what I was watching last night, and it's really good. I enjoy it.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. The only thing I've been doing is watching Wheel of Time, the Robert Jordan series on Amazon. I think it's very well done. Great budget. My God. The locations that's filmed in Czechoslovakia and Croatia. It is just,
my people.
This is so funny. This is so funny because two of the main characters, I can't pronounce their names, but they got separated from their party, and now they're traveling with gypsies. And I thought of you the other night when I was watching it. It's like,
my people,
these people. That was exactly my thought. It's like, I was like, hey, there you go. Very cool. Very cool.
I would fall right in if I ever got lost in Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, you'd be good.
With gypsies. I'd be like, my people, I'm good. I'll learn how to play the violin. I don't care.
So the locations that they have for this show are amazing. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Looks great. So far it's good. So that, and I watch a lot on Discovery Plus network. And
white people flipping houses is what you said, right?
I love white people flipping houses, and I love cooking competitions. And my newest find is Worst Cook in America. And it's a competition of 15 of the worst cooks competing against each other, and they got professional chefs coaching them, and they get better, and it's funny as fuck, and it's just like, oh my God, how do these people even breathe?
How do you find the worst cooks in America? I mean, that's got to be random. Like,
it's got to be random. Hey, cook us some. Oh God, yeah. You know. I think people submit for it or something. I don't know, but it's a lot of fun.
It's funny.
I like shit like that, and white people flipping houses. I always like white people flipping houses. But that brings me to, I also watched the latest South Park movie that just came out on Thanksgiving Day.
I didn't know there was one. This is
It's
all
on
news to me.
Paramount. Paramount floated Trey and Matt a shit ton of money to make all kinds of movies and multiple seasons.
I can't imagine.
So they did a
Those guys are
post.
geniuses.
This was the post-pandemic special or whatever, and it takes place in the future. All the kids are grown up, and Cartman is now a rabbi. So yes, it's just as offensive as always, and it was funny as fuck.
Oh my God.
I love the South Park guys.
Oh yeah, that show I watched when it first came out. I was probably watching the first 4 or 5 seasons, maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
and
God.
then I just got sidetracked working and doing different.
We're on season 23, I think.
Yeah. And I'll still, if I see it on, I'll watch it because it's freaking hysterical. It's
HBO has all the seasons.
It's one of those deals that everybody talks about. It offends me. It offends me. It offends me. And I started laughing because I was like, I've actually gotten offended by that show.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it. I mean, like, I'll see a joke that I'm not sure if offend is the right word, but I'll see a joke that I'm just like, oh no, you two went too far. But then I'll laugh because I'm like, but it was funny, guys.
Yeah.
But I've never been like, I'm offended and you guys should stop doing that. Like so many people do. Like, it's okay to offend those guys, but once you offend my sensibilities, you have to be taken off the air kind of attitude. Well, not like that. I just was like one of those deals where there's one where Cartman's like cooking some kid's family in soup or something.
I don't know. There's so many episodes.
That's the one where I just remember going, oh, you guys went too far.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what, what I appreciate about Matt and Trey is they don't give a fuck. They do what they think's funny. And if it offends you, so be it. Now, here's the thing. Not to go too crazy and way off base like we tend to do, but comedians are going to offend. Comedy is offensive. So somebody's going to get butthurt about it. And I guess that's where you get upset over this whole, you need to cancel this person and make sure they never live or draw a paycheck again. It's like, you know what? If you don't like them, do what I do. I turn the channel. I turn it off. Or, I'm not saying don't get offended. I'm just saying fuck off.
It's your right as a human being to be offended, but it's their right as a human being to tell that joke.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the joke, don't go buy their tickets and don't go see them.
And
it's easy as that. Like, I don't watch Alec Baldwin movies except for The Shadow.
Okay.
And what's the other one? Beetlejuice. But it's because those two movies were so great. And it's before he opened up his mouth and started talking. Yeah. But those two movies are really good. I mean, really, they stand the test of time. But nothing else. Like, I won't go see anything he does. I don't. If he's on TV, I will literally turn the channel. Like, I just find him offensive.
See, I like Dave Chappelle. I like Dave Chappelle when he had Dave Chappelle's show, and I tried to watch. I love Chappelle's show. I tried to watch. Good. Yeah, I tried to watch his Netflix comedy stand-ups, and I didn't get very far.
No. Okay.
I found him. God damn it! I found him offensive, and just offensive and not funny. So what I did? I didn't take to Twitter and say cancel Chappelle. It's like, fuck it, it ain't for me.
Right. His humor's changed or whatever. I haven't watched any stand-up in a while. But I love stand-up comedy in general.
Absolutely.
I love stand-up comedians. It's a tough job. I couldn't do it.
Oh my God, especially now.
I've had people tell me back in the old days, people used to say, you should go stand up. You should go try to do this. And I'm like, hey, I'm too lazy to be a stand-up comedian. You have to know this about me. I am too lazy to be a stand-up comedian. I do not want to have to sit there and try and think of funny jokes. I do not want to sit there and go on tour. I don't want to travel around. I mean, like, that's why I never became a rock star. I don't like driving anywhere. I don't like traveling.
I ain't picking up that instrument and learning I don't want to drive.
We're going to go to Europe and tour Europe, Dave. You're big in Europe. No, I don't want to. I'm good.
Yeah.
But Japan is calling. No, I'm good.
That being said, if Europe or Japan wants to host a live old ass movies review podcast, I'm in.
Well, you know what? That'd be a little bit different now, because now I'm looking around going, yeah, I could do that, but it'd be one stop, maybe two.
Yeah.
But as a rock star, you're at like 30 fucking stops, and you're on the road, and no. Like if somebody called us up and said, hey, do you guys want to come here and do this? And you and I both looked at each other and we're like, yeah, sure, we'll do one show or whatever. That's fine.
Maybe.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So with all that being said, let's get on to our review today of Elf. I hope you all enjoy it. And please, if you haven't watched it, get there, watch it now, because we are going to spoil the fuck out of
everything.
See you at the end.
Cheers.
Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews as we enter the month of December, and that means Christmas. And resting Grinch face next to me, David. I'm Scott. Welcome to this week's review of that way. Elf, Will Ferrell. If you haven't had a chance, because I know most everybody's seen this movie, but if you haven't had a chance, go on Netflix and watch The Movies That Made Us and watch the Elf episode. Really cool stuff.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
So what do you think about Elf?
Before I tell you,
yes,
go ahead, folks, and hit the punch the like, the share, make a comment. Let us know what you think of the show, the broadcast here. If this is the very first episode that you're watching or listening to, Scott and I watch movies and then talk about them. We ruin movies if you haven't seen them. We are the two guys at the bar that you've been trying to stay away from, that you haven't seen the movie and you hear them talking about it. You're trying to stay away from them, but somehow they manage to be in the same spot where you're at, talking about the movie and ruining every moment of it for you. That's us. That's our conversation. So if you haven't seen Elf, stop now, go watch it, come back.
We will spoil it.
What you think. Yeah, we're going to spoil the hell out of it.
We do.
But yeah, if you like what you see here, go ahead and hit the like button. Follow us. Go ahead and subscribe to our little podcast here. It's fun. You can find our podcast everywhere and anywhere. Scott's made sure of that. He's put it up everywhere.
Yeah. If you can't find it where you listen, drop us a line. I will make sure I can get it on there. I've tried to hit every single podcast place. You can actually, believe it or not, you can Google Old Ass Movie Reviews, and apparently Google has a podcast player built into their web browsers and stuff. So just Google us.
Easy. Lemon
Very
squeeze.
easy.
Look at that.
We're on Apple, iHeartRadio, Pandora,
Spotify.
Amazon, Deezer, Spotify. And like I said, if I'm missing one, let me know. We'll put it up.
And that's all Scott. He takes care of all the heavy lifting. I just show up and look
you show up and look pretty.
So pretty. I don't even have any hair to shave my head. I got tired of any kind of hair. I don't want to even deal with it anymore. Real quick, I'm not a massive Will Ferrell fan, but I do love him in certain movies. And this is one of those movies that
Before we go into Elf,
anything else.
What are your other favorite Will Ferrells?
I like Talladega Nights. Absolutely freaking hysterical.
It is. I fucking love that movie.
The one where he's skating with the male partner.
Blades of Glory.
Blades of Glory.
Yeah.
That one's absolutely hysterical. But those are the three that really pop out for me that I'm like, the Talladega Nights is just hysterical. I mean,
oh my God, yeah.
But my problem with Will Ferrell, and I know a lot of people will go, well, yeah, that's what he does. That's a shtick, is that he plays Will Ferrell in every movie. And that's cool. I mean, he made a lot of money. He's probably got no real bills to worry about.
Not after Elf. Elf that could have been the only movie that Will Ferrell did, and he's set for life off Elf.
He was in one movie that was semi-serious where the writer is writing his life and he hears the narration.
I don't think I've seen that one.
He's going through life. It was pretty good. I mean, there are moments where you're just like feeling for the guy, and it's all kind of played in a dark humor sort of way, and then very funny, and then it kind of goes back to dark humor. But that is a really good movie, and I wish I could remember the name of it. I didn't realize you were going to ask me this, or I would have looked it up.
That's fine. Didn't realize I was going to ask it either, but
but that's a really good movie too. But it's not Will. It's kind of Will Ferrell playing Will Ferrell,
right.
but he's also playing this guy who thinks he's having a mental breakdown because he can hear her voice. And well, so and so walks into the room.
Oh, I'm familiar with that movie. I haven't seen it, but yeah.
He's like, what the hell? Where is that voice coming from? And that's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed that because it's a little thinker movie, especially at the ending. I will not spoil this movie. The ending makes you think.
Thank you, because I haven't seen
it. Yeah. The ending really makes you think at the end. You're like, wait, what? How? What just happened? Yeah. But it's a good ending because I think I know how it ended, and other people have had a different opinion.
Right.
And we've talked about it. So
very cool. Yeah, I think my favorite. Will Ferrell's is Elf, is Talladega Nights. I have to think hard. It's like, what other Will Ferrell? I've seen a lot of Will Ferrell films.
Right.
The next one that comes up that I just absolutely love and will watch anytime it's on is The Other Guys. Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. It's a police farce. It's fucking hysterical. It's great. It's great. Get Hard is actually pretty good. Step Brothers is pretty good too. I like a lot of Will Ferrell.
Right.
Funny as fuck. And you're right. He does play himself, but you know what? That is what fucking works in here in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Will's portrayal of Buddy and just his excitement being at Gimbel's and seeing Santa. Everybody knows the line, Santa, I know him. I know him. You're not Santa.
Yeah, like you live on a throne of lies.
And he's so serious.
That's a brilliant line. Oh.
Yeah. One of the things about this movie is that we have to, at least I feel we need to acknowledge and give a shout out to Jon Favreau, who has a tendency to turn everything he touches into fucking gold.
This was Favreau. This movie was all Favreau right there.
Yeah. I love the Rankin Bass fucking entertainment. the animation.
Yeah. They weren't sure if they were going to get away with that.
I know.
Nobody knew whether they were going to get sued or not. And I think Favreau wasn't in the show where Favreau just said, I had to make a command decision, just go with it. We're just going to go because you can't really sue them for that. That's an homage more than anything else.
It was. That was, it was great.
Well done, Jon Favreau.
Yeah, he saved Marvel. It's arguable, but his bringing Iron Man in was a big factor in Marvel.
No, he saved Marvel movies.
Yeah,
for sure.
And of course, The Mandalorian, great series.
Saving Star Wars. Saving Star Wars. If they'll leave him alone, he'll save Star Wars.
Saving Star. Give him time. He's really taking it the right direction.
Zoe, to come back to Elf, Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
She's so adorable. She's adorable in everything she does. And she was the perfect person to pit against Will Ferrell.
She was, and she actually has a great voice. She's got some albums, I think. I can't think of the band right off the top of my head. She
and him, or her and him.
Yeah, they've done some Blondie covers that are really good.
I was talking about her last night having a band. I thought it was her. Is it her and her boyfriend, or her and her husband?
I'm not sure.
Just her and another guy. Yeah. I don't even know if she's married. I don't even know if she's straight. I have no idea. I know nothing about her other than
I know she's
adorable.
A great actor and can sing.
When I see her, I just go, "Oh, it's Zoe Deschanel."
Yeah.
And it's very funny because she's in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And she plays a little bit different character, not much different, but she's still kind of like doing her thing, her Zoe Deschanel thing, just being the girl of interest. And she's good in that. I really like her. I dig her. She was in, what was the series she was in? Not Friends. New Girl?
I think that might have been it.
I think it was called New Girl. That was really good.
I've never watched it.
Enjoyed that. I've seen a few of them. I've seen quite a few episodes of that. I like it. It's very funny.
So if you haven't seen Elf, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of it. Buddy is a human who is in an orphanage, and as a baby, he climbs into Santa's sack and ends up transported to the North Pole. Okay? Yes. I got to back this up.
That's funny.
Many years ago, when this movie first hit home video and stuff, and the satellites and all that shit, Janine and I were watching TV, and it came on, and it's like, what the fuck? This is going to be the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Right.
A human who thinks he's an elf and travels to New York. I couldn't turn it off, and it became one of my all-time favorite movies. I can't watch this movie without tearing up at the end. It gets me every fucking time.
I know.
Santa getting all the Christmas spirit, and Zoe singing, and everybody just coming together, and Dad finally getting the Christmas spirit. And I love James Caan in this role is perfect.
Oh my God. He was perfect for this role too.
But I'm going to go back to the synopsis. Anyway, Buddy is a human, ends up at the North Pole. He's raised by Papa Elf, who is Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart's perfect in this.
And what's even better is Santa Claus is Ed fucking Asner.
The one guy that you would not have as Santa Claus is Ed Asner, and there he is.
It was perfectly cast. But Buddy is obviously very huge. There's a lot of humor to be made in this movie, and there's also a lot of serious stuff as Buddy's trying to find his identity. And it's the movie's funny on the top, and it's deep. If you really look at the layers, it's a sad movie, and it's a happy movie, and it's a feel good movie, and it's a feel bad. It's everything. It's so. This movie should leave you feeling something.
Yeah. Oh, it will. I think it will. For anybody who watches it. Did you notice the one elf? I guess it's the head elf, the second in command elf or whatever. The one in the glasses.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
The
kid from A Christmas Story. Ralphie!
Really?
Yeah, that's Ralphie.
I'll be damned.
I know.
One of the things that
biggest Christmas movies ever made.
One of the things that I had to bring up, and I just remembered, was when Santa crashes in Central Park, and the film crew gets a picture of Buddy going through the woods like what? Like a Sasquatch there, Skeeter.
Like a Sasquatch.
He's like doing that pose.
Yeah, he's the way he's trudging through the.
It's like, oh my God, I never noticed that until last night. It's like,
oh no kidding, really? That's
never caught that. Yeah, it's like, oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. And I like whenever all the park police are on their horseback and they're coming at. Why are they chasing you, Santa?
They were the fucking ring race. Yeah. Santa put them on the naughty list, but I saw them show up. It's like, oh my God, it's the ring race.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they were, or the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was so good. So
put them on the naughty list. They've never forgiven me.
Yeah, the music changed, the camera angles changed, everything got very dark really fast.
Everything got really dark real quick. Yeah. That's funny.
This is a very, very well done movie. And it's one of these things that we chose to do very well known and popular good movies for Christmas this time around. Last year we did some kind of unknown, some obscure Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Yeah. We did a Muppet Christmas Carol last year, and I don't remember what else we did, but this year we were wanting
Wars holidays.
Oh God! See, I forgot that. We did utter shit last year. Yeah. So after doing utter shit, we decided to do something decent this year and
torture ourselves.
If you haven't seen these movies, please go watch Elf. It's brilliant.
Really good.
But it deals just basically with this human who's out of place in many ways, not only in his shape. He knows he doesn't belong with the elves, and he doesn't really belong with his family. So he's like, what the fuck, you know? But it has such a happy ending. And I love it when he sets down on Papa Elf, damn near crushes him. That's what's brilliant. Is the forced perspective. Everything in this movie is in camera. It's
every shot.
Mind blowing. Riding on the back on the tricycle. The way they did all of that shit was amazing to hear about.
It saved so much money and it saved so much time. Yeah. The only time spent was trying to figure out, okay, how does this look?
What angle do we have to be at to make this work?
Where do we have to have everybody looking? They figured out eye eye angles. So when Buddy looked down at the little kid that was sitting
and
next
he
to
looked
him,
up.
and the little kid looks up, I guess they were like, okay, this is where your eyes got to be right
Yep.
about here. So the kid's got something to look at whenever he turns, and then Buddy's got something to look at when he turns. So it looks like they're literally looking at each other. Although Will Ferrell is like 20 feet in front of everybody.
I know, it was amazing to see that.
It's really well done, everything they did in this movie. And that's a Favreau. That's Favreau sitting down and going, okay, I got a problem here. I can't CGI this much CGI for a low budget movie. What do I do?
They did it.
I'll force the perspective.
And it works. And it couldn't have worked any other way, man. Because here's the thing, and I don't know if you've noticed this, and you probably have, but we watch some old movies that have a lot of CGI. I mean, I'm just going to use Episode 4 of Star Wars right off the bat. Now, when that came out in the 70s, it was the most brilliant fucking thing I've ever seen. And anybody's seen. And it still holds up. But the thing is, they went in and cleaned up a lot of stuff. And they've added a lot more CGI and things like that. But what I noticed about
ruined it. For me, that's ruined it.
It has, because it has a look. Here's the problem. I see that older CGI doesn't age well. It may look great when you first do it, but in a few years later, it's like best way to take it is here you have an Atari 2600 with a square Pac-Man, and now we have an Xbox Series X that renders damn near photorealistic graphics.
Right.
Every few years, the computerized graphics just go up and up and up. So now when you see an older one, it's noticeable. But when you see a movie like Elf, where everything is done in camera, it doesn't change it. It's like, that's beautiful.
Right.
So that's
if you're lucky enough to have the first Star Wars movie actually called Star Wars, and you are lucky enough to have the one that they use the models on, you see the difference. And then go look at one that they tried to do the CGI on, and it's just like,
I have
what are they doing?
I have it on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
I do have the unedited VHS copies.
Right.
So I've been wanting to get the Laserdisc.
I'm surprised. Well, I'm really surprised that Disney hasn't come out with a.
They really should, because
special edition going. Okay, this is the original cut.
Original cut. That's all I want.
Here it is. We're cleaned up. We made it look nice.
Yeah, go ahead and clean it up. Might as well restore it.
No more computer generated. We're not letting George come over here and fucking edit it anymore. It's done, George. Go sit down.
Yeah, just re-release the original cut. And it's going to hold up better. That's just it. Because they use so many models and stuff. Last time I watched A New Hope I was like, wow, I don't remember it looking like this. I don't remember this, but I didn't realize I'm watching the special edition, because that's all that's really available, unless I want to break out my old gear and hook some shit up and watch it.
I got lucky, and I got a copy of the original one cleaned up. I think it was burned off with somebody's laser for me. Because I was complaining that you can't find the shit anywhere, and you can't. Not in this country. In Europe, they sell it.
Yeah, it's on Laserdisc and VHS
they sold it in
over
Europe.
here. Actually, I think my VHS may be a special edition. I think it's only Laserdisc that it came out without the.
It was only, I think it was Laserdisc that they came out in letterbox. VHS tape, they had the original, which I have.
Right.
But it wasn't. It was just.
It's full frame.
Yes,
4x3.
Yeah. And it doesn't work because that's not how it was shot.
No, and that's
Star Wars.
That's a whole nother conversation.
It's a completely different movie.
Okay, so we agree. The practical effects of this movie. Yeah, well, Star Wars. We have to talk about Star Wars sometimes.
Shiny object, Star Wars.
The practical effects make this movie work really well, and they also help make it timeless. That's one of the best things about this movie. Is that it is a timeless classic. This is only like the third time I've seen it. I don't watch it every year. I can't watch movies over and over. It's just weird. It locks in my brain, and it's almost as if I watched it the day before. So
I can't understand that, Scott. I
can't. I can't.
No, I get it.
I own a shit ton of movies, and I do go back to them, but it's rare. It's like, oh, I want to watch that again. No, I don't. I already know what happens.
Right. I know what happens. I know how this ends.
So,
I didn't see that twist ending.
Yeah.
Like Kat and I we'll watch speaking of watching movies over and over, we watch Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, I need to see that.
It has become a ritual. And I tell you, every year I'm watching that, I see something in the background or something that I never noticed before.
Right.
I'm like, holy crap, that's brilliant. Did you see what they did? And it's funny because we'll both notice it at the same time. Like, I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
I never seen that before.
That's what I love sometimes, though, is going back and watching. Like, I never caught that little Bigfoot scene. Never clicked with me before in Elf.
Right.
But yeah, but this is one that I can watch if it's on. And that's what we're reviewing this month, are the movies that we absolutely can watch.
Absolutely can rewatch over and over and over again. Well, I'll let you folks know what we're going to watch. You're going to see Elf, which is what we're doing now. You're going to see the not the very first one, but the 1932 series or movie. I screwed that up.
Christmas Carol.
1932 movie, Christmas Carol. I can't talk.
It's on HBO.
It is on HBO Max. Watch it. It's one of my absolute favorite versions of A Christmas Carol.
I look forward to this after last
favorite.
Right.
Very, very close to being edged out by another version that I won't talk about here.
Yeah.
And then we have, what was the other one?
A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story, but there was another one. What was the fourth one?
I don't remember.
Because I want to do A Christmas Story towards the end.
Maybe we should do Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. We could do Christmas Vacation. I forgot. What the hell else was we going to?
I don't know, but we'll come up with something
down somewhere. But those are the four we're going to do. Christmas Vacation is now taken precedence. So
unless something changes.
Unless something changes, we'll let you know. We
definitely. And at the end, we'll end it off with A Christmas Story, which everybody is familiar with. They better be. But overall, this is I can't recommend this movie enough. It's good. It makes you think. It feels good.
Well written.
It's well written. Peter fucking Dinklage is great in this.
Yeah. Call me Elf. One more time, pal. Call me Elf. One more time.
You're an angry little elf.
You're an angry little elf. He just goes running down the desk at him.
And it takes him forever. Did you notice how long it took him to run that table? I swear they made that longer. And it's like,
it's brilliant.
He should have been there by now.
It was brilliant. He just starts beating the shit out of that poor guy.
Yeah.
The poor secretary, she's sitting there watching him like, isn't somebody going to help him?
Yeah. Peter Dinklage is one of my favorite actors just because he's so versatile and he's real. And yes, he may only be 3 foot tall, but this motherfucker's big. He's a giant.
I was saying that to the wife last night. I was like, I would put that guy in any movie that I was making. Anything he wanted to be. Do you want to be the guy who runs the corporation that's the bad guy? Or the guy who runs the corporation that's a good guy? Do you want to be a superhero? Do you want to be just a guy, that knows somebody who is a super scientist?
He can do anything.
What do you want to do? Do you want to be in a costume? Do you not want to be in a costume? I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want to do.
We want to pay you to be in our movie. Absolutely.
He'd probably be looking at me like, you guys just hired me. What do you want me to do? I don't
Whatever
know.
You want.
Do I look like I know what I'm doing?
You know what I would? If I could cast Peter Dinklage, I would do an all little people Western. And I'd call it Terror Comes to Tiny Town.
You know what's funny is if you got Peter Dinklage, any midget actor, any small person actor that come along would be working with him, would up their game 1,000%, and it would probably turn out to be a good movie.
Actually,
it would probably actually go down in history as the only remake anybody went to go see.
That's one of the things that's great about his casting in this. It gives Buddy a comedic joke and a little comedy bite. But you see, nobody is fazed that this 3 foot guy comes in and he's treated as normal. He's shown as normal. He's feared.
He's mostly feared.
He's mostly feared. And it's like he has such power and presence when he's on the screen. It's like, I thought that was really cool.
The whole joke is an innocent joke because Buddy really thinks He's an elf.
That's all Buddy's ever seen.
He's
Buddy
trying
is
to
not
figure out
making it.
He must be from the South Pole. He must be a South Pole elf. After he gets his ass beat, he must be a South Pole elf.
Yeah, it's
that
That's
movie. Just for that scene, that movie is worth the watch. Just for that scene with Peter Dinklage.
It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for a pretty funny moment, and it's an opportunity to show Buddy. Buddy is innocent. Buddy is so innocent. He's so naive.
He has no idea he's actually offending this guy.
Yeah, he's like, what?
Come here, buddy. It's like,
give you a hug. But him getting drunk in the mailroom.
That was brilliant when he got everybody doing a partying in the mailroom.
Yeah.
That's
so
funny.
it is a brilliant movie. I love that he gets together with Jovi at the end, and they have a baby, which is the size of Papa Elf.
Yeah, right. Who was the mom? Mary Steenburgen, right?
Mary Steenburgen. I always like to see her. She's always good in anything.
She plays. It's not the Buddy's real mom. It's basically his stepmom.
Yeah,
because his real mom had passed away. But his brother, his brother is just looking at him like, you are so weird. And then the little brother, their friendship, when it kicks into high gear, I was just like, oh, that's heartwarming. That's a good.
It was. And here's what's hiding behind this story. Not only do you have Buddy trying to find his dad and make a connection, so is it Michael? Is that his name?
Yeah, I think it's Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
James Caan's character works way too much, doesn't spend any time with his family and everything. Buddy changes all of that because of Michael's friendship. And he basically tells Dad, screw you. This is your family. This is your son. You got to go help him. And he does. And he basically, James Caan gives up his job and goes and does what's right. Finally. So
finally starts to be the adult that he's supposed to be.
It gives him an opportunity for redemption, and it's great. It's just well done.
It's not Rollerball.
No, it's not Misery.
Not Misery.
No.
James Caan did a really good job in this. He did a really good job. Mary Steenburgen is such a sweet. She's another one. She's just so sweet when you see her. You just want to hug her and go, "Oh, Mary Steenburgen, you're my new bestie. Let's go shopping."
Maybe it's just the sequel, but is she in A Christmas Story?
I don't know. She's not in the movie. She's not in A Christmas Story, the one that we're
She's in.
Watch.
She's in.
She in the summer one.
She's in the summer one. It runs in the family. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's in the summer one, I believe. The one with Macaulay, Kieran Culkin, I think.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that one.
It's brilliant.
Is it really?
It's brilliant. I loved it. It shows the Bumpuses and all their dogs.
Oh no!
And
really?
it revolves around Ralphie wanting to get a magic top because they were having top fights at school, and he went and got a gypsy top, and the gypsy tops are better. I think you might like it.
I've never seen it.
I do recommend a hunt for it. In some places, it's called A Summer Story. Others, it runs in the family.
I've only heard it called A Summer Story.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to look it up.
I have it on VHS because I recorded it off satellite one time when it came on, but you never see it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've never been able to.
It takes place in the summer. It's the same family. So, yeah, that's Frankie.
That's Frankie.
That's why I don't have a swing. That's why it's just a wire frame with a little bit of
wicker.
It's a wire
frame because he's sharpening his claws on it.
Yeah, little murder mittens are getting good.
Little murder mittens.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he will. He's better than a Ginsu steak knife.
Yeah, I bet. That's funny. Yeah, I've never seen that movie. The summer.
Right.
Summer Story.
So we'll talk more about that when we get to that one. Yeah. But we roll back to Elvis.
So
man, I can get sidetracked.
Folks, we get sidetracked easily. Shiny object.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems when we run across a movie that we really like. It's hard to criticize. I don't have anything negative to say about this movie.
Nope.
This is one movie, I believe it or not, I sat down to watch it. It's only like an hour and 35 minutes. Yeah, I swear to God, I was only sitting there 30 minutes.
Right.
This movie goes by fast. The editing is brilliantly done.
It's well written. It's well edited. The special effects are almost all in camera.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they didn't drop a sled from 2,000 feet. I mean, it would have been great.
No, but they built a really big sled for Papa Elf to sit in.
I think Ed Asner could have pulled that off, though. I think he could have rolled with it.
He was a good Santa. He was a good Santa.
Papa Elf. Just for Bob Newhart being Papa Elf is just
great.
Brilliant.
It's great. I love it when he shows up at Gimbel's and the guy running this whole Santa thing thinks he's a worker.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing down here? And he's looking at the dress on the little the little lingerie.
Yeah.
He winds up sending to his dad. Oh, that's funny. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just too good.
Your final recommendation. Your whatever thoughts.
Whatever you're thinking.
Whatever you're thinking. My English is gone.
I love this movie. I honestly, I'm kind of like you. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it.
Yeah.
I think I just bought it on DVD because I was walking by. It was Christmas, and I was like, everybody says this is a good movie. I don't think I'm going to like. Well, I'll grab it. And it was one of those buys, and I'm really glad I did.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I got the 2-disc set that has like the background, all the background stuff going on. Yeah, Favreau really busted his balls on this one. He did a good job.
This is a testament to Jon Favreau.
Yeah, that's a guy that I would like to meet. There's another guy that I would like to meet and just talk to for a little while.
If you look at everything he's done as an actor and then moving up into directing and creating shows, his cooking show, I need to watch that. It looks very interesting where he gets people together and they cook and they eat and they talk and stuff. It looks like a cool show.
That looks good. Did you ever see him when he did not Family of Five, Party for Five?
No.
It was a round table and he would have actors and actresses and come in and he would just sit there and talk to them while they were eating dinner. They had like a meal served and they'd sit there and eat and talk. And I don't even know if you could find that on YouTube anymore, but it was really, really good.
I've seen it somewhere because I remember hearing about that or reading it on synopsis. He reminds me a lot of Robert Rodriguez, just somebody who takes something and gets very creative with it. And, it takes time to know the people. One of the things, and it just made me think of Rodriguez when we're talking about Favreau would be cooking for people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez said on his movie sets, in between takes or the time before, he holds a painting class and has his actors paint. So they can be in the creative mindset.
Yeah, to relax them too.
To relax and be in that mindset.
Can be very relaxing.
And I find that fucking awesome. And one of these days we'll get to maybe meet Favreau and Rodriguez and some of these others.
Those are two cats that I'd really like to meet.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I guarantee you'd learn something from them. Yeah. So I don't know if you'd ever be able to use it in your life, but you'd learn something to go, I'm a smarter, better person. Because I've read a lot of crap magazines and, just especially on YouTube, you start watching stuff about the Hollywood and all this. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about either one of those guys.
No.
There's no bad rumors floating around about those guys. There's
that.
Amazing. Amazing if you just go in and do your job and you make everybody
enjoy life and just do it,
And you don't pick on other people and, call people names. Look what happens. People like you.
It goes to my number one rule, working in the industry and in life in general. Don't be a dick. People will remember it.
Yeah.
They will, and you'll never work again.
Exactly.
So it's just that simple. Don't be a dick. Great movie. Highly recommend watching Elf.
Fantastic.
Must see. What's up next?
We're going to do. You want to do Christmas Carol next?
Let's do it.
We're doing Christmas Carol 1932.
Awesome.
It's and HBO Max, folks.
Yes.
Go take a look.
Go watch it and join us for the show. Yeah. And it's like Dave has been saying all along, hit the subscribe, hit the like, drop us a line, Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Just say something. Quit sending porn links. Thank you.
Yes, no more porn links.
Yeah.
Just don't.
But
it's rude. It's rude.
It's rude.
Just rude.
It's rude. Yeah. So, and I did not look for the guy who was using our name, so maybe he's gone. I'm just going to pretend he's gone. He heard our podcast and he ran.
It really bugged you, didn't it?
He ran. Yeah, it really bugged me. Worked hard trying to find a name that nobody had.
Yeah, right? That's the only thing that kind of ticks me off, is I know you really, sir. I looked around a little bit, but not much. You really put some time in it to make sure nobody had the name.
I wanted to make sure it was ours.
We weren't stepping on anybody's toes.
Yep.
You know, this cat comes
the things
along.
You do when you are creating things. You don't want to infringe on anybody's rights, because you can do it without ever knowing.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, and if somebody hit us now, I'd be like, no, we've been doing this for well over a year.
That's just it. That's why, it bothers me, but yeah, fuck it. Right. So, Christmas Carol, 1932, HBO Max. Please watch so you can join us and understand what we're talking about. I have never seen it, so you will be joining right along with me.
Oh my gosh, this is great. I love finding a movie that you haven't watched yet.
I have not watched it. The Muppets, at this point, the Muppet Christmas Carol is my favorite version so far. So
it will still be your favorite version after this.
Okay.
But this is way up. For me, like, I have probably 20 different versions of A Christmas Carol.
Holy shit.
If I find a new version, I buy it, generally speaking. I have bought some real stinkers.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not going to lie. I've bought some real stinkers, but I bought some that were surprisingly good. This is a really good version of it. It's one of the first versions, and I don't want to give anything away on this. I think it follows the book fairly well.
Very cool. Awesome. So join us next week for 1932's Christmas Carol. Until then, be good, for goodness sake.
And Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas.